How we doing? New timer doesn't do 5 minute. And I really only have 5 minute because after this, I go to the hospital to go be daddy. So I got 3, 10, 30, and 60. But it's cool. Like I just set it in like wherever. Like if I'll pop it. We'll just say I want 30. 30. And it'll start. And then if I'm going to flip it, 10. How cool is that? That's cool. I'm a fan. All right. Anyway. That's not what we're doing, though. Oops. Oh, God. 5 on the clock. 5 on the clock. We're going to go old school. I wanted to just check in with everybody. So there's been a couple of videos and a couple of posts about things like burnout and the feeling of, just not really knowing what to maybe create as far as content is concerned. People like worried about like, oh, I feel like I'm letting down my community. There's somebody, Steven DM Armada just recently kind of shared something along those lines. And I wanted to kind of say something a little bit in solidarity, but I also wanted to kind of share how things have been the last little bit because my last adventure was quite a big one. So let's just start with one. Man, the support was incredible for the Genesis movie. We'll call it the movie. I thank everybody for that. I had a ton of people who were like reached out and said, oh my God, whatever that madness was. And it was really heartwarming to know also that a lot of people are like creators and people need to go watch this, thing, as kind of a hope of things not to do. And there are a couple creators who reached out and were like, man, this was kind of eye-opening and stuff that I definitely want to make sure I don't do. So I got what I wanted out of that, which is to turn something that was just really bad into something that was useful and valuable. And that was awesome. So thank you guys for that. And it was also something that really helped me kind of heal a little bit because man, that was driving me nuts, just in my head. So yeah, that was rough. But what else have I been up to lately? One, getting ready for babies. You guys saw Elizabeth Azalea Senart. We're gonna be inducing tonight, so I'm excited to meet my first daughter. Hopefully tomorrow, probably tomorrow, more likely tomorrow than anything. But also, I've been kind of playing around with a couple of other little projects. I'm still working on the webpage. I've turned it into something much, much bigger than just like another place to put the Learn to Play kit for the Flesh and Blood guys. Also got gifted. My buddy TR came out and sent me a whole bunch of this thing. And I gave this, I didn't bat an eye on this originally because it was a pretty rough Kickstarter. It was like not quite, I'm going to make a video, but like I was pretty close to like, you guys got some problems. But they turned it around pretty much 180. And since this thing has come out, I am impressed. Really impressed by how the community has basically gone kind of full on fab mode of how do we get people like cards so that way they can try this out in stores, and it's been really heartwarming and uplifting to know that that is still a community that works, and that is still very, very excited. So I'm making a Learn to Play kit for Grand Archive as well, and supporting those efforts a little bit because yeah, that's pretty dang cool. Like, good job, you guys. That's awesome. Other than that, still very much kind of on the job hunts, and I've got some cool little leads for that, so hopefully I'll also be able to kind of share some cool news with that, though I probably won't make a whole video on, hey guys, I got a job, got a full-time. I've done a couple little projects here and there, but nah. As far as playing, I've got an ugly little Riptide, and if some of you have played against the my Moist Boy Riptide, on Talishar, I'm sorry, that thing's nuts. So I'm gonna do a deck tech soon. I'm excited to do a deck tech soon. But if you guys want to check it out, it's on Talishar, Moist Boy BOI Riptide. It's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, it's either you're gonna block this thing and it's gonna suck for you, or you're not gonna block it and it's gonna suck for you, and then you got to deal with the traps. Like, oof, that's a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough. So I got that going. I'm gonna do a deck tech on that. Couple other little videos here and there. I'm also working on some kind of cool little assets that are a little bit more than just like a Learn to Play kit. I'm partnering with a level 2 judge out here to make some really interesting judge materials. Just some like ways to do, kind of to look at scenarios and look at things kind of in real time and be like, all right, how would I react to this? And just try to amplify that experience and that education a little bit, because there's been kind of enough of that of, hey, the judging is great, but then you kind of get into the interpersonal connections that judging is, and a lot of people tend to struggle with it. So I want to try to ramp up that and do a little bit more kind of on the education and empower side as I've been kind of starting to roll into that stuff. So yeah, and also we randomly had a Final Fantasy TCG group show up in North Colorado, so it's been great to get back into that. That's been so much fun. So that game's also pretty solid. I'm not doing a ton for that one right now, but maybe someday, just kind of getting excited enough for Lorcana. Not like I'm going to like switch over to Lorcana, but it's been really cool to like go back and play games. It's been really cool to interact with the community. It's felt a lot more meaningful. And so to anybody out there who is just like feels maybe a little bit lost, or if you're kind of a creator of like, I don't really know what to do right now, or kind of in between interesting seasons, just want to let you know that one, as far as like how you guys have treated me, thank you guys so much for everything. And other than that, just go out there and have fun and be yourself, because you're awesome. And that's all you need to be.